Welcome to another Friday with your personal chef. I'm Chef Troy B. Hey, sorry for not being here last week, but you know, sometimes duty calls and you have to answer the phone. But I'm going to show you one of the items I made for that special 27th anniversary dinner. So we're going to make lemon martini, so to speak. It's an awesome, simple dessert, and we're going to simple ingredients, but you know how we always start my show with casting the vision. My vision is to strengthen, renew, and restore interpersonal relationships through the sharing of meals and the joy of cooking. And I hope you had a wonderful week. I know it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on all around our country, but we're still here to tell the story. But today we're just going to have some fun and make this simple dessert. So we're going to be making a lemon meringue, basically a deconstructed lemon meringue pie, and we're going to be serving it in these martini glasses. I got Big Brother and Little Brother. So we're going to make two versions of it so we can show how versatile this dessert is. And I promise, there will be fire. So come on over, my man, Mr. Tyrus, and show them what the ingredients are today. So, of course, we're going to be using our friendly eggs. We have some room temperature butter, a little cream of tartar. We're going to be using lemon for a garnish. I have about 4 ounces of lemon juice here that I've already squeezed. I got sugar separated, and then I have ground up graham crackers. That's it. Super easy. So this meal, I had to buy the cream of tartar. That was almost like $5, but other than that, this meal should cost you, this little item should cost you about $5 to make, but it'll go a long way. So we'll just get started. So first we're going to start with our lemon curd. So a curd is a fruit, it's a fruit filling that is thickened, and we're going to be using egg yolks to thicken it. So I'm going to show you how to separate the eggs, and then we're going to be using the egg whites to make the meringue. So you're not really wasting anything today. All right. So I got my 2 bowls, one for my egg yolks, one for my egg whites. The trick is to remember which is which. So I hope everyone had a good week. So I like to take my thumbnail and just go around the egg till it pops open. And you just pass it back and forth like that. And pop that in there. We're going to bring our lemon juice to a boil. I'm going to take about like an ounce, basically a splash of lemon juice, and put it in my eggs. And then put the rest in the pot. I'm going to take about a quarter of my sugar here and dump it in there. Dump it in the eggs. Into the lemon juice, and the rest in the eggs. Now you can play around with the sugar level. I like mine to be a little tart. So that's what you get. You're mixing your eggs and your sugar together. And we just leave that to itself. A little bit of yolk in there. Wipe that out. All right, this is a super easy recipe. Now, if you ever want to look professional when you're working in your kitchen, just do this. Just shake the pot a little bit. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then what we're going to do, once it comes up to a boil, you don't dump the whole mixture into the eggs, just scramble the eggs. We're going to put a little bit in here and then temper our eggs. So this brings it up to temperature, so when you put it back into the pot, your eggs won't scramble. So I got a good boil going on. Give it a couple more seconds there. So you bring that over, so you got a nice boil. Take it off the fire. Let it stop boiling. And just a little bit, maybe like a third of it. Turn it off for a hot second while I work with this. And this is called tempering. So, like I said, if you dump this, your egg mixture, or you dump this whole pot of water at one time in here, this whole pot of lemon juice in here, it will scramble your eggs and then you have to start all over. But this is kind of balancing out the temperature. So now you pour everything back in. Like so. Give it a stir. And then we're going to turn it back up. Now you're going to keep whisking in here. Basically, we're pasteurizing the eggs. And you're going to get a little foam, so that's okay. So just keep whisking. Get everything incorporated. Bring it up to a quick little boil for about, you're going to do this for about a minute, minute and a half. So once that mixture comes up to get hot, just want to keep stirring it. All right, when you get to about here, that's when you take it off the heat. And now you want to put it in an ice bath. You want to cool this down. So we don't need this anymore. I'm going to slide this underneath, out the way. And now we're going to slowly incorporate in our butter. So the butter's at room temperature. It's about 3/4 of a stick of butter. So just put a couple in a time, not all at one time. This will help cool it down as well. Grab another whisk. Now this butter's going to help thicken it. It's already starting to cool down. As you can see, it's getting thicker already. And just add a little bit more butter, a little bit at a time. I know you're saying, my God, Chef, that's a lot of butter. Yes, it is. But this will help it get velvety, and this will also help thicken it up. Now this is the easiest recipe I've found for making curd. There's other parts where you actually cook it on the stove. That can get a little tricky. Usually if I do it that way, I'll have to run it through a sieve because you get little pieces of egg in there that kind of scrambled a little bit. So we just add a little bit more butter. And we just want to cool this down as quick as possible. Get it down to where it's manageable. But you can see how thick it's starting to get now. Everything's a process. A little bit of patience, and it'll all pay off. So we got that. Add another little knob of butter in here. I think we'll be good after this knob here. Looks pretty good. So when you make your ice bath, it's not just ice. You gotta add a little water in there too. It actually cools it down quite well. So you can see how thick it's getting, how velvety. So that's nice. Maybe one more knob. What's better than butter? Bacon. That's the only thing better. So we're going to add this last little knob, and then we'll be good. So once you learn how to make a lemon curd, you can make any kind of curd. You can get some mango juice and make mango curd. You can get lime juice or squeeze fresh limes and make a lime curd, passion fruit. So just imagine if you're trying to figure out what to give people for Christmas, you just give them a nice big jar of curd. And curd goes with everything. You just don't use a meringue. You know, I put it in my yogurt. I may put it on a piece of toast. If you're making crepes, it makes a nice drizzle for crepes. Now, if you're doing it for crepes and you wanted to drizzle, I would use the whole egg method. This way, it's a little looser. But for this one, you want it kind of thick. So there's your curd, and we'll taste it for sweetness. Like I said, I like mine a little. I like to be able. Now we'll put this in the container. Put this in the container, stick it in the refrigerator, and let it cool down all the way, and it's perfect. Okay, so we got that done. I hope that wasn't too hard. We don't need the ice anymore. Slide that out of the way. Now we're going to make our meringue. So meringue is pretty much just incorporating air into egg whites. And then we're going to build the dessert, and then everybody can go for their virtual happy hour. So we just need a quarter of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now, cream of tartar is a byproduct of winemaking. It's a what's it called? It's a potassium acidic salt. So it's a little acidic. Now, if you can't find this, you can use lemon juice as a substitute, and it'll be perfectly fine. But you don't even have to use this. This is a good make-ahead dessert. So if you don't want your meringue to get all watery and runny, you add that in there. So now it's going to be a little noisy. So we're just incorporating air. There, I'm going to go just a couple more seconds more. Yes, good. Some nice stiff peak. See how it's just kind of hanging there? So that's perfect. All right. Hey, we're almost there. We're almost done. So we're going to set that aside. Do a little tap tap. Like I said, you can make this dessert ahead. I would just make the meringue at the last minute. You can set your martini glasses into your refrigerator. Put plastic wrap right down on top of the curd so you won't get a skin, and it'll be ready to go. So all you got to do is make the meringue. So if you're doing a dinner party or something, you just make it ahead. So first we're going to do little brother, and then we'll do big brother, or vice versa. So got some spoons here.
What brand is the hand mixer?
The hand mixer, I don't know. This is not mine. I had to borrow. This is like the only tool I don't own. It's what's it? What is that? Mainstay. Yeah. So, but any decent hand mixer will do. So, I almost messed up. You got me thinking. All right. I'm like, yeah. I was doing the party last week. I said, I don't have a hand mixer. So you take a little bit of your ground up. Now ground it, you can play with the coarseness. I kind of ground it up like I'm making a coffee in a French press. So it's a little coarse. So you get a little texture. But you can play around with the consistency. And we'll do like a nice layer so you can dig deep inside and get a spoonful of everything. And these are just regular old graham crackers. I just ran through the food process. So we got that. Now I did make some lemon curd earlier. And it almost looks like butter. That's how thick it is. So that came out really nice. Like I said, if you want a looser one, use the whole egg instead of the egg yolks. So you use 2 whole eggs, 2 large eggs. So this is nice. So pop that in there like that.
What's that in the glass?
What's what in the glass?
I'm guessing the...
Oh, the graham crackers. Those are graham cracker crumbs. So take a little bit of that. Kind of smooth it out. Never do it. Don't let little brother be without. But you can see how thick and rich that is. And this is baller. So imagine having a dinner party where you had a bunch of these little martini glasses and they all got different curds in there. So I'm going to add just a little bit more in the big brother because he's a big guy. So just like that, we just smooth it out. Now, take my last spoon and this meringue that we made. And we just lay that on there like that. Oh yeah, I should do this for a living. So we got that, and then a little bit on little brother, like so. Now what you can do is take your fork and kind of make little peaks and valleys in it. Like that. And now, as I promised all week, there will be fire. So you take your torch. Take it, turn it on. And then you gently start, you move it around. Ooh, ah. Same thing with little brother. Here like that. And voila, the lemon meringue martini. Super easy, super quick. This is probably the quickest show I've done so far, but you can see how you can turn a simple lemon meringue pie into something very special. And this is what we do as chefs. We look at things and then we try to reimagine it. So, you know, this is not the healthiest thing, but man, they look really good and they're going to taste good. So if you want big brother, say yes. If you want the little brother, if you're on the diet, say yes, but it's okay. Now, I always like to recommend what kind of alcohol you would serve with this. Now, besides having a good, strong cup of coffee, I was thinking like a nice Pinot Grigio, something, a dry wine, or if you want a cocktail, I was thinking about an old fashioned. So either one would be fantastic. And that's it for today. Short class. I hope you all have a good week. I hope there's all special times coming up. And, you know, as we always say, my reward is an empty plate. Hey, I'm your personal chef, Troy B.